build wealth, live life, economic empowerment, real tips, insight on the new Black Wall Street. It's on the new Black Wall Street. He's your host.
All right, my beautiful people, this is ERGJ, your certified financial educator, back here with the New Black Wall Street Book Club, and we're going to be talking about the 7 cures for broke. That's right. Of course, this episode is brought to you by True Detergent. That's right, black-owned and manufactured laundry detergent right here. 101 ounce bottle for $15. We're doing free delivery in the Atlanta area. Again, so you can give us a call at 678-851-2400. Again, that's 678-851-2400 to get this delivered to your doorstep. True Detergent, make the switch. What's going on, Kenyatta? What's going on, Justin? Waiting on a couple more people to get here. I know I'm starting a little bit early talking about the 7 cures for broke. Just to let you guys know, we have partnered to do a scholarship luncheon this year. I got the information late, but we're going to do it anyway. So this week, I'm going to be taking donations for those that want to help send the kid to college. It's $40 for a ticket. So if you're in the Atlanta area, you're going to be here. $40 gets you a ticket to go to the luncheon. I'll actually be speaking there as well. Or maybe you got a business, you want to do some type of ad. We're doing quarter-page ads for $25, half-page ads for $50, and a whole page for $100. So I'll be donating, participating, and give you guys an opportunity to give back to help send the kid to school, help send them to college. So that's what's going on as well. I've left some information there. If you just want to donate, you can do that as well, or get in contact with me and figure out how we can make this thing work. Also, Club Millie is off and running. We are almost to 50 members, guys. Our goal was to get to 100 members by the end of February. We're almost at 50. So, hopefully you'll be one of the 1,000. We're going to help you save and invest $1,000 this year. So it's up to you to get on board. Many people are taking advantage of the benefits there. So we got some information up top for you to sign up to get more information if you're a more information type of person. We got plenty of people like, hey, let's go get it. And they got their boots on the ground. Also, on Tuesday coming up, the introduction to foreign exchange. So if you're a person that's always wanted to learn about Forex, learn about this thing called currency trading, you want to sign up for that class as well. What's going on, Tito? What's going on, Anthony? If a couple more minutes, I know some people are signing in. Go ahead and share. Go ahead and like and let people know that we are here. I know many people are probably out on a Saturday night, but I'm out too. I'm out in my imagination because I'm making things happen. I'm making my dreams become reality. While everybody else is partying, I'm partying in my mind. And this stuff right here gets me going when I can just help people to make more money. Then you can party later. So I know it's going to be plenty of time for me to go party. But right now it's time for me to go to work. All right, guys. So here's the deal. We are going through the book, The Richest Man in Babylon by George Clason. Again, this is the book that changed my financial life. It helped me to go from being a financial zero to a financial hero. So anytime somebody asks me, well, what is that I recommend that they read? Where do they start? They're trying to get their finances together. They're trying to do something different. This is the book that I'm going to tell them to read. Now, here's the deal. This book cost me $10, but I can tell you it's probably brought back into my life over $100,000. What kind of investment is that? I spend $10 and it brings back $100,000. This is what this book has done for me. And so I'm trying to share with you. That's right. There's time to work. I'm trying to share with you what has changed my life. So we're picking up on page 41. So I got people like, what page are on? We're on page 41. I'm on the 3rd cure in the 7 cures for a lean person, or the 7 cures to cure broke. So if you're broke, busted, and disgusted, or you know some people that's broke, busted, and disgusted, you want to go ahead and share and make sure that they're here. Now, the first cure that we talked about was that you want to pay yourself first. You want to make sure that if you are employed right now, you pay yourself 10% of your net income. If you're self-employed, you pay yourself 10% of your gross income. So you want to pay yourself first. Out of every dollar that you get, you want to pay yourself 10% or 10 cents out of every dollar. The second cure was you wanted to control your expenditures or control your expenses. In other words, you want to live by your budget. Your budget isn't your enemy. Your budget is actually your friend. Everybody put that in the comments below. My budget is my friend. See, it helps you to have a destination for every dollar that comes into your hand. And when you know where your money is going, then you have more control over it than when you say, hey, where did my money go? So we're moving into cure number 3. And let us begin, guys. Page 41, cure number 3. You want to make your gold multiply. Again, you want to make your gold multiply. Everybody put that in the comments below. Make my gold, make my money, make my income. You want to make it multiply. Multiply. So here's the deal. Behold, your purse is starting to fatten. So you've learned, you've disciplined yourself to leave there in 1/10 of all that you earn. So you've disciplined yourself consistently, and you are paying yourself 1/10 of your income. So now your bank account, now your wallet, now your purse is starting to get swole. It's starting to get a little heavy. You're starting to have a little thing that going on in your eyes. You start seeing stuff. You're like, I can buy this. I can buy this. So you got a little money in your pocket. You got a little change. You got a little change. But also you've controlled your expenditures so you can protect your growing treasure. So not only have you paid yourself first, you've also controlled yourself. In other words, you've controlled your eyes. See, your eyes are bigger than your wallet. Your eyes always want to go get. It always wants to go get. It always wants to get. But you control that with your budget. You say, hey, eyes, I know you want to satisfy this desire, but if it doesn't fit the budget, we must have quit. So eyes, I'm sorry, we got to go back home. What is saying about when one eye does bad, pluck the other one out, something like that. I don't know. So you control your expenditures to protect your growing treasure. All right, so next, we will consider means to put the treasure to labor and to increase. In other words, we're going to put our money to work for us. And this is what I talk about all the time, clearly, right? When I keep talking to you guys about investing, you've gotten to the point where you have to learn how to make your money work for you. You've learned how to save it. You've learned how to budget it or control it. Now you want to make it go out and make it work for you. All right. So gold in a purse is gratifying to your own and satisfies your miserly soul, but earns nothing. Again, let's repeat that again. Gold in your purse is gratifying to own, and it satisfies your miserly soul, but it earns nothing. This is what many of us don't understand. Yes, we saved a little money. Yeah, we see it in the bank account. Yeah, we got it under our mattress. Yeah, it's in the safe deposit box, but it's doing nothing for us, but looking good. See, everybody else, they understand that my money, I want to have working for me. Once you get to the place where you got your money working for you, now you're in the position where you're starting to finance your own freedom. See, here's the deal. You can either earn interest or you can pay it. See, you got to decide what you're going to do. You're going to be a person that's the lender, or you're going to be the borrower. See, and that's the problem. Like I know you guys probably learn this in church all the time, and y'all sing the songs, blessed in the city, blessed in the field. I'm a head, not the tail. I'm a lender and not a borrower. But then when you go back and you leave the church, you still a borrower, because you haven't transitioned from preaching to practicality. You haven't transitioned from preaching to practicality, putting it into practical steps that you can follow. So if you're truly saying, hey, I'm going to be a lender and not a borrower, then it should show up in your actual life. And the way that you can do that is by following simple steps to get to the point where you got your money working for you. And then you become a person that is earning interest instead of paying it. You become the bank to someone else, and they pay you back plus interest. All right, the goal we may maintain from our earnings is but the start. The earnings it will make shall build our fortunes. So spoke Arcad on the third day to his class. The earnings that our money makes, that's what's going to build your fortune. The money that you stack, it feel good and look good, but every day that you have it stacked, you're losing buying power because of inflation. Of course, we teach kids this stuff all the time. Hopefully you guys understand that if you just got money sitting in your bank account, tomorrow it's worth less than it is today. 10 years from now, it's going to be worth less than it is today, because you're not going to be able to buy as much stuff. So when you want to put your money out and work for you, when you got your money working for you and it's earning interest, you're beating inflation, and you are therefore building your fortune for the future. See, you're not building your fortune for today. You're building your fortune for the future. You're paying. See, instead of you taking out a debt, right? And instead of you getting this car and putting it on debt or getting that loan for school or whatever, instead of you mortgaging your future, in other words, I'm getting something now that I got to pay for later, you're actually putting something away now so it can pay you later. It's getting hot in here. You're not getting something and paying and getting it now, getting it now so you can pay for it later. You're doing something now so that it can pay you later. That's the whole idea of retirement, right? When I stop working, my money will pay my bills, right? So that's what we're talking about here. We're talking about I am moving from a debt-centered mindset. This whole country has taught every citizen to be in debt or be a slave to the system, be a slave to capitalism. Well, what I'm saying is we're going to start switching our mindset and learning that we can take advantage of the system once we learn the system or we learn the game, because no matter what system, the game is still the same. Principles don't change. Strategies do. I repeat that again. Principles don't change. Strategies do. See, these principles, this principle in this book was written in 1926. It's now almost 100 years later, and we're still reading the same book. Now, isn't that interesting? Because most people haven't read the book, but the truth remains the same. All right. What's going on? Vanita, Susan in the building, Miss Bacon and her bacon bits. Edward, what's up, man? How you doing, brother? All right, now, how therefore may we put our gold to work? My first investment was unfortunate. Before I lost it all. That was a learning experience. It's tale I will relate later. My first profitable investment was a loan I made to a man named Agar, a shield maker. Once a year did he buy large shipments of bronze brought from across the sea to use in his trade. Lacking sufficient capital to pay the merchants, he would borrow from those who had extra coins. He was an honorable man. His borrowing he would repay together with his liberal rental, and as he sold his shields. Each time I loaned to him, I loaned back also the rental he had paid to me. Therefore, not only did my capital increase, but its earnings likewise increased. Most gratifying was to have these sums returned to my purse. So what he did was, he said that, okay, I'm going to loan you some money so you can go to work. When you finish your work and you sell your stuff, you're going to bring back to me my money plus interest. Now I'm going to take that money plus interest and I'm going to loan it back to you. You're going to go to work, you're going to sell your stuff, and then you're going to bring me that amount of money plus interest back to me. Then I'm going to say, okay, well, I'm going to take that money, all the money that you brought plus the interest that you brought, and I'm going to loan it right back to you again because I'm still doing good over here. This is what the bank does to us. They give you a credit card and say, hey, you can borrow on this credit card and you're going to pay plus interest, 29.99%. And then when you pay all that back, we're going to take that money plus the interest and we're going to loan it right back to you. Now, how are we going to loan it back to you? We're going to increase your credit limit. Oh, the game is told, not sold or something, right? We just gonna increase your credit limit so we can let you borrow back the money that you just paid back to us plus interest, and we'll give it back to you and let you go do it all again. So what he said was, I'm going to become the bank. So everybody put in the comments below, be the bank. That's right, we want to be the bank. I tell you, my students, a man's wealth is not in the coins he carries in his purse. It is in the income he builds, the golden stream that continually flows into his purse and keeps it always bulging. That is what every man desires. That is what each one of these desires. An income that continues to come whether you work or travel. How would it feel if no matter where you went, no matter what you did, no matter if you woke up in the morning or the evening, there was always money coming into your wallet. There was always money coming into your purse. There was always money coming into your account. Now, here's what I want you to think about, because many guys are stuck. Well, how can I do this? How can this happen? No one thing I want you to think about right now, this is what I try to help people understand. Think about anything right now that you can think about, anything that you may do. Let's just focus on your strategy, what you do. What is something that you could do once as it relates to your business or your idea or whatever it is, what industry you're in? What is something that you could do once and get paid for a lifetime? Is there anything that you can think of that you could do once and get paid for a lifetime? I'm gonna give you a couple seconds to think about that. Something that you could do once, one time, and get paid for a lifetime. Now, Tito, I saw you put in residuals, but let's get a little bit more specific. What's something that could bring you some residual income? Something that you could do as it relates to what you do right now. Something that you could create as it relates to what you do right now. Do once and get paid for a lifetime. I know I'm talk faster than you type. He said, write a book. This book, printed, he wrote it once. It's been reprinted over and over and over again. More than 1 million books sold. Write a book. Write a hit song. Something you could do once. IT certification, training video per certification. So he's gonna take his skill set. He's gonna create a training video. And he's gonna sell that video over and over and over again. He's gonna put it on replay. It's gonna be on the. He's gonna have like the Netflix for IT. Just come to my channel, pay me a subscription, and get all the IT videos. You get an IT video. You get an IT video. You get a certification. But he's only got to create it once, and he can get paid for a lifetime. You only got to write that hit song once. And you get paid for a lifetime. You only got to do that webinar for college prep. You only got to create it once. And you can get paid for a lifetime. So that's a little bit different than I got to go to work my 8 hours, and I got to get paid in 2 weeks. But then I got to go back to work and work another 8 hours, another 40 hours, another 80 hours before I get paid again. Create a documentary, license it out, right? Patents, trademarks, domains. I mean, let's not. I mean, we can go on and on now. Let's not act like we're not intelligent, because I know I got some intelligent people on my stream. You know what I mean? It may not be high in number, but it's high in quality. Woo! All right. So he said that's what a man desires. He wants an income that continues to flow, to come, whether you work or whether you travel. You're getting paid regardless. You get paid regardless. Great income have I acquired. So great that I am called a very rich man. My loans to Agar were my first training in profitable investment. Right. So he said his first training. So he took a loss, but he was willing to take the risk. He took a loss, and he considered it a learning experience. But then he found some profitable investments. So he went through a training period as well. Just like many of you guys are going to go on. You're going to say, hey, I want to start investing. You're going to go through a training period as well, because you got to learn from the losses that you take, the dumb decisions that we make. We call it the stupid tax, right? We all make some dumb decisions every now and then. We all get riled up in our emotions like, I got to get it. I just got to get it. I got to have it. And it'd be a bad decision. So you're going to take some bumps, but you got to be willing to take the risk until you can get to the reward. Let me repeat that again. You got to be willing to take the risk until you can get to the reward. So you said network marketing. Yeah, I mean, yeah, the trickle down, I got you. So he said, gaining wisdom from this experience, I extended my loans and investments as my capital increased. From a few sources at first, from many sources later, flowed into my purse a golden stream of wealth available for such wise uses as I should decide. Behold, from my humble earnings I had gotten a horde of golden slaves, each laboring and earning more gold. So he wasn't a slave to the money. He made his money his slave. Again, he wasn't a slave to his money. He made his money his slave. As they labor for me, so their children also labored, and their children's children, until great was the income from their combined efforts. So if you're talking about you want to leave an inheritance for your children's children, then what we're saying is we want our gold and its children's children to pay us, and to pay for our future, and to pay for our children's children's future. So he was talking about 3 or 4 generations of income producing assets that was taking care of his children's future. See, many of us, we talk about, generational wealth, but we're only thinking about our generation. I mean, in the back of our mind, we're thinking about, we really want our kids to be good. But I'm saying when we think about strategy to actually create or build or grow this generational wealth, we're only thinking about just generation. We're thinking about how I can get out of debt, how I can be all right. But when you start to broaden your perspective, and you say, okay, if I'm really talking about building a legacy, a financial legacy for my children's children, then I must understand that I must have this money and its children's children working for each one of the generations that I want to take care of. That makes sense? So even if you talk about a book, and you write that book, now not only do you write it and it sells well, now you got to protect it so that as it continues to sell and get more popular, the money stays in the house, and that a book can outlast your lifetime. So George Clason, I don't know when he died, but he still has a book that is paying for his children's children. So that means that he must have put together some type of estate plan. He must have put together some type of trust. He must have put together some type of estate that's making sure that his work, the fruit of his labor, is paying for his children's children. You see what I'm saying? He protected his property so that his property would pay for his children's children. So I want you guys to start thinking about it, because I know that the people I'm talking to tonight, I know that you got some $1 million ideas. I know that you got it in you to actually execute these ideas. Now, you need a little freedom. You need a little help. You need a little guidance. You need a little teamwork. But I also want to make sure that as these ideas come to fruition, that you protect your property. You got to start thinking about protecting your idea, protecting the work the idea is cool, but I'm talking about the work, what you create. You got to protect it, because the enemy comes to steal, kill, and destroy. All right. So now we're talking about what? We're talking about trademarking. We're talking about copyright. We're talking about estate. We're talking about trust. You see what I'm saying? Like, this is a whole nother level of conversation. Y'all know I'm going to be going there. Yeah, this is a whole nother level of conversation. Yes, you created your song, but did you get the royalties? Do you have the ownership of the song, or did you create the song and sell the master to the publisher? So now the publisher has the master copy. You wrote the song, but the publisher has the masters. So you get cut out. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the stuff. This is why we have the village, because we have experts in all these different areas that can teach you about the stuff that you're not even thinking about. You just want to rap. You just want to sing, but you're not even focused on, oh man, okay, how do I actually protect what I have created? Instead of selling it to someone, they giving me a check, and I'm thinking about now, and I'm not thinking about my children's children. I'm not thinking about the legacy that I leave. I just want to get this check right now. Protect your property. All right. Woo! Gold increased rapidly when making. I'll be trying to get this stuff done in like 10 minutes, but y'all be having me talking. Gold increased rapidly when making reasonable earnings, as you will see from the following. A farmer, when his first son was born, took 10 pieces of silver to a moneylender and asked him to keep it on a rental for his son until he became 24 years of age. And this is what I was talking about. So a farmer took some money and gave it to a moneylender. In other words, he gave it to an investor, okay? And the investor, he said, hey, I want you to keep this thing, and you're going to use this money, do what you do with it, but we're going to come back for it in 24 years. And so now we're talking about compound interest. So all of this time, this moneylender has had this money, he's been doing stuff with it, and the rental that he's been doing, from the deposit or from the initial investment, it's been bringing back a return. And he's been putting that aside for the young boy because they allowed him to use the money in the first place. So it's compounding for 24 years. This the moneylender did and agreed the rental should be 1/4 of its value each 4 years. So it's going to grow 25% every 4 years. You got that? Y'all like, oh, that's pretty good. Yeah, it says the value of it's going to be 1/4 every 4 years. So every 4 years, it will grow 25%. The farmer asked, because this sum he had set aside belonging to his son, that the rental be added to the principal. So you got the principal and you got the interest. So when you hear rental, he's talking about interest. When the boy had reached the age of 24 years, the farmer again went to the moneylender to inquire about the silver. The moneylender explained that because the sum had been increased by compound interest, the original 10 pieces of silver had grown to 30 1/2 pieces. The farmer was well pleased, and because the son did not need the coins, he left them with the moneylender. When the son became 50 years of age, the father, meantime, having passed to the other world, the moneylender paid the son in settlement 167 pieces of silver. Now, I know this probably doesn't sound like a whole lot right now, because we would have to go back and say, okay, what does this really translate to in today's terminology? How much is this really worth now? But the point is, they put money aside for their child. How many of you guys have done that? And they said, well, hey, you keep this to a certain amount of time. So I want you to think about this. What if you and I decided when our child turned 1 year old, we're going to put, let's just say, take the grandma money. Grandma, granddad, all right, let's just say $500. This is what we're going to, instead of getting all the Pampers and all the clothes and the stuff that he can't fit into in 6 months, we're going to take this money, we're going to put this away for our child right now. So you put $500 into this vehicle that you're going to let them use, and they say they're going to draw agreement upon you and say, hey, you know what? Every 4 years, this is going to grow 25%. And you say, okay, well, I want to extend it out until he's 24. I want to extend it out until he's 30. Let's just do 24. So basically you're saying, hey, for the next 24 years, my son will be 25 at this point in time, and he can walk into some money. Because I thought early enough that I was going to put just a little bit of money away, $500, when he turned 1 year old or when he was 1, so that I was going to put it into this trust so that they will use the money. But then when he turns 25, he has access to the money. But then your son, who went to college, got his degree, got a good job, or started his business, he was doing well. And he came at 25, he said, I don't need it right now. It's been growing this much. Let's go ahead and do it for, do another 25. Now he's 50 years old and he can retire early. He ready to retire. He a millionaire. All from something that's like a seed that you put down for your child in an early age. This is what we got to start doing. If we start talking about changing our generation, changing the next generation, that means we need to put some money on it, put some respect on their name. And we need to drop some money down for your child right now. Stop. It's time out for all of the toys and the gifts that lose value. Now, I'm not saying don't get them some of that stuff, but I'm saying, we can go all out for our kids, but we go all out without making sure we finance their freedom. You might not get free in this generation, but we can make sure that our kids are free in this generation. Oh, okay. Thank you, Brother Marty. I figured somebody might do the math for me since I'm talking. So Marty, let me make this clear. $500, that's going to appreciate 25% every 4 years. You're saying by the time that they're 51, it's 28 million? Is that right? Yes? We're going to see. I think Marty's probably recalculating. He's saying that if you put $500 when the child is 1, that's my dude. So I know I'm not going to have to check his math. $500, person's 1 year old. 1 year old. Oh, no. Every 4 years. 25% every 4 years. So see if you can get that for us, brother. But anyway, he's gonna get us a number. But $500 at 1 year old is gonna appreciate 25% every 4 years. So every 4 years it appreciate 25%. We're gonna see what that number is gonna look like Okay, let's recount. He gonna get that number for us. But the point is, you might not get free, right? You might not free yourself from all of the debts you've accumulated over whatever time. You may not get there, right? It's possible you might not get there. Let's just, because I don't know how old you are, I don't know how much you got going, what you done got yourself into. But can't we make sure that our children don't have to be slaves to the system just by saying, you know what, baby, I know you want those Jordans. I know you want that iPhone, baby. But mama need to make sure that your future is secure. So we're gonna go ahead and drop a little money on your name. We're gonna put some respect on your name at an early age so that you'll thank me later. You remember grandma used to say that? You'll thank me later. 800,000? Is that $800? I don't know. I'm not. I don't have a calculator. I'm just, somebody gonna get me the right answer. I'm just gonna keep talking. But you're helping them to be free financially. Think about that. All it takes is someone to decide that the buck stops with them. All it takes is for one person in the family to decide that enough is enough. One person in your family. Hopefully that person is you. It only takes one person in the family to decide that enough is enough. Enough of spoiling the money that comes in our hand. Enough, you know what I'm saying? Enough is enough. It only takes one of you. And you can change the entire fortune of your family. One decision from one person that says enough is enough. I don't know, man. I'm leaning on Marty for this one, guys. Y'all not going to have me pull out all the numbers and stuff like that. I'm leaning on y'all for the answer to that. And that's y'all homework then. How about that? Great income have I acquired. Oh, where am I at? Okay, gold increases rapidly when making reasonable earnings, as thou wilt see in the following. I talked about that. The farmer answers, and I talked about that. The farmer was well pleased because the son did not need the coins. He left them with the moneylender. So when the son became 50 years of age and the father had passed to the other world, the moneylender paid the son and sold him 167 pieces of silver. Thus, in 50 years, had the investment multiplied itself at rate of almost 17 times. Oh, yeah, I know. So 500 at 50 years at 25 cents per year. So do this, Marty. Let's do 500 at 50 years at 10%. Yeah, that 10%, because 10% is more, 10% per year would be more realistic. So let's do 500 at 50 years, 10% per year. Now, in case you guys don't know, the market itself, average rate of return for the market is about 7 to 8%. So we're saying that you're going to be a little bit better than average. Okay, you're just saying, from all the stuff that you're going to learn, joining Club Millie and coming to the investment sessions and getting involved in the money talk, you're going to be a little bit better than average. So we're going to go 10%. So $500 for 50 years at 10% per year. What do we got? So this then is the third cure for a lean purse: to put each coin to laboring, that it may reproduce its kind, even as the flocks of the field, and help bring to thee income, a stream of wealth that shall flow constantly into your purse. Again, you want to put each coin to work for you. So the third cure is you want to put each coin to work for you. Don't be a slave to money, but make money your slave. So somebody got that for me? $500, 50 years, 10% per year. Marty, you still hopefully you got me, Marty. So anyway, so that's the deal, guys. What we're talking about is the 7 cures for broke. It's coming from a book that was written in 1926, and the principles still apply. Number one, you got to make sure that you pay yourself first. 10%. Yes, compounded. 10%, $500, 50 years, 10% per year, compounded, not simple interest, compounded. Make sure you pay yourself first. 10% of your net income if you're working for someone, 10% of your gross income if you're not working for someone. Why do I say that? Because if you do 10% of your net, right, that means that the company is already taking out all your taxes and all your Medicaid and all that stuff. If you're self-employed, you haven't paid in your taxes, so do 10% of your gross. Next, you want to control your expenses. You want to make your budget your friend. If you don't have a budget in 2017, but you're talking about getting out of debt, you're fooling yourself. Don't be a fool. A fool and his money will soon part ways. Make your budget your friend. If you're a person that's saying, I need help with my budget, reach out to me. I got something for you. If you're a person that say, I need help with my budget, now I know some of you guys say, I just can't follow it, but I believe that once you really see your budget for what it is, it'll be easier to follow. Now we got to start putting some things in place, right? Because one, you got to know where you want to go. When you know where you want to go, you get disciplined real quick. Oh, I want to get that car. I want to go on vacation. You get disciplined real quick. Oh yeah, I can lose this weight right now. I'm finna be in this swimsuit in 6 months. You get real disciplined when you know where you want to go. So if you're saying, hey, I want to be debt free, that's not really a destination. See, I had to teach this yesterday. That's not really a destination. What you're saying is, I want to pay off this amount of money by this amount of time. That is a destination. I want to be debt free. That's just too broad. We got to get more specific. I need to pay off $5,000 by June 1st. Now we got a time frame and we got an amount, and we can just break that thing down into simple terms. All right, Jess, I got you from yesterday. I didn't forget. I got you from yesterday. So saying I want to be debt free is not good enough. Not if you're hanging out with ERGJ. What we need is your specifics about what it is that you're looking to accomplish. Because again, it's not what you're running from, it's what you're running to that inspires you. And if you're inspired to pay off this credit card that's been nagging you and hitting you upside the head with 30% month after month, you got to look at that thing. I know it's hard to look at. You got to look at it and say, okay, my limit was $3,000. I owe $3,500. And this is the time I'm serious about paying this thing off. $3,500. You going out the window in 8 months. What's 8 months from today? Today is February 4th. That means you're going to be paid by August 4th. And we're going to get this done. Now, whatever I got to do to adjust in my life to make sure that Mr. Credit Card, you don't hit me upside the head no more with 30%, that's what we're going to do. If I got to eat some ramen noodles for a little bit, if I got to drink, if I got to chew on some beans stew, if that means the steaks ain't going to be as fat no more, if that means whatever I got to do, Mr. Credit Card, 35% ain't going, it ain't happening. To time out. See, it's a decision. Somebody in the family has got to say enough is enough and we are done living this way. Somebody. I don't care if it's the head. I don't care if it's the tail. I don't care if it's the mama. I don't care if it's the children. Somebody in the household has got to say, this is the year we make our money work for us. This is the year we decide to do something different. And it just spreads like wildfire. So anyway, yes, pay on the principal. So once we start to get control of our expenses, when we start to learn how to pay ourselves first, it's funny what happens. You start to see that you got a little extra money that you didn't have before, even though you're not making more, even though, life doesn't, you don't get to go everywhere you think you used to go because you realize, hey, every time I go out, I spend money. So I'm gonna stop going out so much. I'm gonna stop being enticed to go spend money I don't have, to go do things I can't afford, and I'm gonna act my wage. Everybody put in the comments below, I'm gonna act my wage. So that's the deal. So what we learned today was that once we go through the first two steps, now we're in a position that we can learn to make our money work for us. So we're no longer preaching that I'm a lender and not a borrower. We're actually walking it out. And we become lenders of our money, and our money comes back to us with interest. All right, I got you, Justin. Didn't nobody, so somebody get, I don't think nobody got me that number, but I'll get that number for you guys later on. But anyway, this is ERGJ, man. This is the book that changed my financial life. Now, I can tell people all day to go get this book, and here's what happens. Most of them don't. Some of them go get it and put it on the shelf and never read it. That's okay. What I decided to do is I was going to read it to you guys. I was just going to join the crew. We're going to have a good old night session of going through a good book to help put some stuff into your head. Change the way that we think about money so we can change our relationship with money, and we can ultimately make money start to work for us. So hopefully you enjoyed tonight. Hopefully you'll be back to tune in with us as we continue to go through The Richest Man in Babylon. Well, guys, You're struggling with the answer? Okay, we'll figure it out. Tonight's episode is brought to you by True Detergent. That's right, black-owned and manufactured detergent right here, doing free delivery in the Atlanta area. 101 ounces for $15. I mean, it's 15 cents per wash. Now, we can talk about, you know what I'm saying, group economics. We can talk about supporting our own, but I'm saying this. How difficult is it to make the switch to where you're stop with the game, stop with the tide, and you give your brothers and sisters an opportunity to wash your clothes? If we can't do something as simple as this, I don't know what we're going to be able to do, my people. But anyway, this is the New Black Wall Street, your book club, 7 Cures to Broke. This is cure number 3. We are also taking donations for a scholarship luncheon. So if you want to help send some kids to college, hit me up. $40 for a ticket if you're in the Atlanta area. If you're not in the Atlanta area and you just want to do like an ad, $25 for a quarter page, $50 for half a page, $100 for a full page. This is a luncheon that I'll actually be speaking at. So you can just imagine what I'm going to talk to these kids about, because it's going to have to do something about money. So anyway, this New Black Wall Street, man. Remember this, guys. It takes a village, but it starts with us. What? Okay, I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to get the answer for it. It takes a village to start with us, man. Let's build as we climb together.
Do it right, build wealth, live life, economic empowerment, real tips, insight on the New Black Wall Street. It's on the New Black Wall Street. It's your host,